All right, let's talk about sleep. It's this thing we all do, right? Every single night. We spend about a third of our entire lives completely out of it, unconscious, paralyzed. And yet, if you think about it, for most of history, we've had basically no idea what it's even for. And when you really stop and think about that, it's a wild question, isn't it? I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint, being totally unconscious and vulnerable for hours every day, that sounds like a terrible survival strategy. So what on earth are the benefits that could possibly outweigh such a massive risk? That's the big mystery we're going to dig into today. So why do we sleep? Well, here's the crazy part. Even after decades of intense research, scientists still don't have one single complete answer. But what they do know is this: evolution, which is absolutely ruthless when it comes to getting rid of useless traits, couldn't get rid of sleep. And that tells you everything you need to know. This isn't just downtime. It is a non-negotiable, essential biological function. So yeah, you can totally forget that old idea of your body and brain just shutting off for the night. That couldn't be farther from the truth. Sleep is actually an incredibly active, dynamic, and super organized process. It's this period of intense activity, both in your brain and your body, that's absolutely critical for keeping us healthy, sharp, and, alive. Okay, so what is it that actually makes you feel sleepy? It's not as simple as flipping an on-off switch. Turns out your urge to sleep is run by two completely separate, really powerful biological systems that have to work together. Let's break down how they manage your daily rhythm of feeling awake and feeling tired. Now, what's really fascinating is that for most of the day, these two systems are kind of fighting each other. You've got the sleep drive, which is basically a pressure system. The longer you're awake, the more this sleep pressure builds up. Simple enough. But at the same time, you have your body clock, or your circadian rhythm. It's sending out these strong stay-awake signals all day long, especially when you're getting a lot of light. It's only later in the evening, when those alerting signals from your body clock finally start to fade and that sleep pressure is super high, that you get that overwhelming feeling of, okay, time for bed. And the key chemical behind that sleep drive, it's a little thing called adenosine. The easiest way to think about it is like a sleepiness tracker in your brain. From the second you wake up, adenosine levels start climbing. The higher they get, the more tired you feel. And then what does sleep do? It's like a cleanup crew that comes in and clears all that adenosine away, resetting the whole system for the next day. And this brings us to caffeine, and this analogy is just perfect. Caffeine doesn't actually get rid of the adenosine. No, what it does is it acts like a master of disguise. It slides into the adenosine receptors in your brain and just blocks them, so the real adenosine can't get in to deliver its message that you're tired. But here's the catch. That sleep pressure is still building up in the background. You just can't feel it until, of course, the caffeine wears off and it all comes crashing down. So once you actually fall asleep, you're not just out cold. You're going on this incredible journey. First, you drift into light sleep, kind of leaving the waking world behind. Then you drop down into this super deep restorative sleep, stage 3. This is where your body does most of its heavy lifting, physical repairs. And then you come back up into REM sleep. This is where your brain goes wild with activity, filing away memories and creating those bizarre dreams, all while your body is cleverly paralyzed so you don't start acting them out. Pretty smart, right? And you don't just go through that journey once a night. Not at all. You actually repeat that entire cycle over and over, maybe 4 or 5 times every single night. And this whole cyclical structure is key to how sleep works. The type of sleep you get changes throughout the night. For example, you get most of that really deep, physically restorative sleep early on, in the first half of the night. And then you get way more of that REM sleep, the mental and emotional stuff, in the second half, closer to morning. So, beyond just going through these stages, what is actually happening? Well, think of sleep as your body's overnight repair crew. It's the team that comes in to clean everything up, restock the shelves, and basically get your entire system ready for the next day. And this right here is one of the most incredible discoveries in sleep science in recent years. While your brain is working hard all day, it's creating all this metabolic waste, basically junk. One of these toxic byproducts, which you may have heard of, is amyloid beta. It's linked to Alzheimer's disease. Well, during deep sleep, your brain activates this amazing cleaning system. Channels in your brain literally expand to let fluid rush through and flush these toxins out. It is a nightly power wash for your brain. Absolutely amazing. But the benefits don't stop there. They're literally everywhere. Sleep is when your immune system recharges and builds its army. It's when your body fine-tunes the hormones that control your appetite, which is why poor sleep can make you crave junk food. It gives your heart and your blood vessels a much-needed break. And as we all know from experience, it is absolutely essential for keeping your emotions in check. That's why you can feel so on edge after just one bad night. Okay, so we've seen all the amazing things sleep does for us. But what happens when we don't get enough? And let's be clear, the consequences go way beyond just feeling a little groggy. They are dramatic, they are widespread, and frankly, they're downright dangerous. And this is not some small niche problem. It is a full-blown epidemic. Some estimates say around 70% of people are getting insufficient sleep. This situation is so bad that the CDC has actually declared it a public health crisis. The immediate dangers are just terrifying. A sleep-deprived brain means slower reactions, terrible judgment. It's just not working right. And the result? An estimated 1 million car crashes every single year in the US alone are caused by drowsy driving. And a lot of those crashes are deadly. We're talking about nearly 7,000 deaths a year, simply because someone was too tired to be behind the wheel. This really is a life or death issue. And beyond those immediate dangers, the long-term cost is just staggering. If you're routinely sleeping less than 7 hours a night, you are significantly increasing your risk for some of the biggest killers in our society. Cardiovascular problems, type 2 diabetes, obesity, the list goes on. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a pillar of preventative medicine. And check this out for a perfect example of how it affects your immune system. In one study, they took a group of people and let them have only a week of poor sleep before getting a flu shot. The result? They produced only half the antibody response compared to the people who were well rested. That means their bodies were literally 50% less protected from the flu virus, all because they didn't get enough sleep. Okay, so we've covered health, we've covered safety, but now let's get to one of sleep's most mind-blowing functions, its role in learning and memory. This is where sleep stops being about just repair and maintenance and starts being about actively making you better, smarter. And this quote just nails it. It's not practice that makes perfect, it's practice plus sleep that makes perfect. This completely changes how we should think about learning a new skill. You can practice playing the guitar or study a new language, but the real magic, the part where it actually sinks in and gets better, happens overnight while you're asleep. This is just, wow, look at this contrast. If you learn a new task and then you pull an all-nighter, you'll actually forget about 40% of what you just learned. But if you learn that same thing and then get a full night of sleep, you don't just remember it better, you actually get better at it. Your performance can improve by 15, even 20% with zero extra practice. Sleep is literally an overnight performance enhancer for your brain. And your brain is doing something way more sophisticated than just saving a file to a hard drive. Think of your sleeping brain as a brilliant editor. It's replaying the important moments from the day, strengthening those neural connections, getting rid of the unimportant stuff, and this is the coolest part, it's integrating that new information with everything you already know. This is how we have those aha moments. Our brain is connecting the dots for us while we're asleep. So let's just wrap this all up. Sleep is not a one-trick pony. It is, without a doubt, the single most effective thing you can do every single day to reset your brain and your body. It keeps you alert, it keeps you healthy, it helps you learn, it keeps you emotionally stable. It really is the foundation that everything else is built on. So in the end, it really is this simple and this stark. The science is overwhelming. Prioritizing sleep isn't about being lazy or indulgent. It's about optimizing your performance, your health, and your happiness. So the real question this leaves us with is, knowing all of this, what choice are you going to make tonight?